So yeah, you know that it was magic. It was magic. We had a great time last night. You guys had a good time last night? Did it rain or what? I don't know. I left. Okay. That was just showers of blessings. That's how we do it here in Sweet Sugar City. Anyway, I'm going to give you, like we did yesterday, some tidbits about St. Kitts and some of the stuff that the tourism ministry and authority are doing. The St. Kitts Tourism Authority launched its new marketing campaign, Venture Deeper, in September 2023. This marketing campaign encourages visitors to the destination not only for sun, sea, and sand, and to dive deeper into our island's rich history, culture, culinary, and authentic Kittitian experiences. For the summer, we encourage everyone to promote the Summer of Fun here in St. Kitts Nevis.
You're talking all my things.
Well, your ministry gave it to me. So, well, okay, I'm going to stop there, and I'll let the boss tell you about it. So we're going to do the introductions first. We're going to have this beautiful young lady next to me give her introduction.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Erica Edwards. I am a singer-songwriter. This is actually my first time being on the fest. I am so excited. Make sure you come and out early tonight, because tonight would be epic, full of vibes, pure good energy. Make sure you be there.
All right, let's give it up for Erica. First time at the Music Fest, and we're going to learn a lot more about her today. And now I go to the big man over here.
Good morning, Tommy Thompson. I'm the CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. I had to stop him. He was going to say everything I was going to say. But this is the 25th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, and this is definitely the premier music festival for the Caribbean. And I know you expect me to say that because I'm paid to say that, but that was endorsements that we got yesterday at the press conference from Governor Footsie and Anthony B. They said this is a premier festival in the region. This is the best of the best, and this is where the legends come. So it's not only me saying it, but we got second-party endorsement, third-party endorsement. So I trust everybody had a great time. But this festival was established in order for us to get more summer business, because traditionally, business kind of slowed up after April. And so this was an event that was planned in order for us to get that summer business coming into it. And we bring the media in here, like yourselves, so you can experience what St. Kitts has to offer. And you know, you said that we did our campaign in September 2023. It was actually September 22 when we launched it. So it's a Venture Deeper campaign. And what we really see at St. Kitts is a place where you go and you immerse yourself in what the destination has to offer. So we're looking at culinary, we're looking at culture, we're looking at adventure, and these are things that St. Kitts can offer. These are products that we can deliver. And the Venture Deeper campaign gets you out of your hotel and into the country for you to enjoy it. So I want to really congratulate the team working on the St. Kitts Music Festival. There's a lot of moving parts for this. I especially want to thank my St. Kitts Tourism Authority team. They're awesome, and they're not only good at their jobs, but they look good doing it as well too, so we really like that. And so the Music Festival is the start of our Summer of Fun. So once we finish with this, then we go into the Nevis Mango Festival, the St. Kitts and Nevis Restaurant Week, Culturama in Nevis, and then we ended with CPL Cricket the end of August, early September. So tonight is the last night, so we really want you to come down and enjoy yourselves. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of the festival.
All right, thank you, Tommy, from the St. Kitts, CEO from the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. And we'd like to welcome our next guest.
Good morning. Yes, happy to be here. First of all, I'd like to thank, I want to say just happy anniversary. 25 years to be in this business on any level is not easy. So sustainability for all the kids, anything's possible, you know. And I just want to say to the government that has, you know, whatever party has been in power, you guys have maintained this as a regional festival. And I have been in this festival a long time. I've seen festivals come and
Go.
exactly. So I think this is soon to be almost a national hero in itself, because you guys bring some of the best artists to this island from all genres. I mean, Air Supply, I mean, for the young kids, come to the show. You're gonna hear a lot of amazing love songs. You know, I remember growing up listening to bands like that, and to see that St. Kitts Music Festival is able to draw. I mean, people are calling me, coming all the way from London. That says a lot, you know, to come to this small island in the Caribbean to enjoy entertainment. They can stay right in these great first world countries and enjoy some of these artists, but they decide to come to St. Kitts Music Festival. And I'm just happy to be a part of that. You know, people coming all the way from St. Martin on a 3-hour boat ride. That says a lot. So I just want to congratulate the festival, the St. Kitts Music Festival, and thank you for having me for the first time as a solo artist. And many people, you know, I've been getting this a lot. Gramps, what took you so long to go solo? And I'm like, I didn't go solo, it's just a solo project, and this is my 3rd solo album, Positive Vibration, so it's not the first. So we do it and then we go back and do a Morgan Heritage album, and you know, I'm busy working on my children as artists. Jamiri Morgan, which is here in the room, and Prince Priel Morgan, 2 of my sons that are here. And it showed you along the way I made some babies, you know. God, we love women too, so, you know. But I think as a man, we have a responsibility to be there for our children. So I'm happy and excited for you guys to experience even them tomorrow and see the future of the Morgan family, what it's like, and see everything that's coming forth. Exciting show tonight. Burner Boy is in St. Kitts and Nevis. Like, okay, how did you guys pull that off? But congrats to you guys once again. 25 years. Big up to all of the sponsors. My agent, Lexi, she works so hard, goes through so much stress for this country, for this festival, for the artists. And I want to say congratulations to her for always fighting once again. She is truly amazing. And for all the media, thank you all guys for coming in. Tonight, you're going to experience something that I call the Gramps Morgan experience. It's very different. I promise you, it's very different. It's not the you'll feel the spirit, but on a global level. You'll feel the energy of celebrating the islands, dancing, our sensuality, our music, our rum. You're gonna feel all of that in the Gramps Morgan experience, and I'm excited for the first time for it to be at the St. Kitts Music Festival, so thank you.
All right, thank you, Gramps. All right, so, and Erica, we want to hear from you now. Just introduce yourself again.
Okay.
Not your name, we know your name.
Okay.
Right?
Hi, good morning, everyone, once again. I'm a singer-songwriter, and this is actually my first time being on the fest. I am extremely excited. I deeply appreciate the opportunity that was given to me to showcase my talent, and I appreciate the support that I have been receiving thus far. Thank you. Thank you.
And what genre of music are we expecting tonight?
R&B soul.
R&B soul. Okay, so we're gonna have some smooth rocking tonight. All right. Just before we go to the media for questions, I want to remind folks that tonight Every night so far, we've seen an increment, well, not incremental, incremental means small, right? Okay, what's the word that means big?
Massive.
Massive. We've seen a massive increase in the crowd every night so far, and tonight is going to be no exception. So if you don't have your ticket as yet, you need to come to the Marriott lobby to get your ticket. You can also go to Value Mart. The cable, Ministry of Tourism is open today? Okay. So there are tickets on sale at the Ministry of Tourism down at Pelican Mall, or you can go online at the St. Kitts Music Festival online portal and pick up your tickets as well. Don't forget that to be updated on the St. Kitts Music Festival, you can join their mobile club at 766. Well, for you overseas, it's 869-766-4003. And you can get updates. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where you can get information as well on the feed. So, we're now going to go to our media. I think some of them are sleeping late this morning. I know. Either they went to the strip or to the 420 section.
Good morning, Jason Davis, ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation. This first question is from Mr. Thompson. They might be premature, but is there any way to indicate what kind of impact the festival has had on our economy, even if you have general figures or a notion? Also, to either you or Mr. O'Garrow, has there been any feedback, good or bad, about the 420-friendly nature of this year's festival?
So, thanks for the question, Jason. Unfortunately, we don't have the numbers yet. They're still running the preliminaries. But, if you look at it, if you walk around the festival, you see that there are vendors who are selling, there are food vendors who are selling, people drinking lots of beers and other drinks. So I would say that definitely there's a trickle-down effect in terms of the economic impact. And with the 420, I've not heard anything negative. I've heard a lot of positive things. In fact, some of my friends are here visiting, and they just absolutely love the area. So, I think what was one of the challenges last year was that people were smoking in the crowds, and then there were certain people who had asthma, and there were some adverse effects. But where it's now located, I think everybody goes over there to do what they got to do, and I think it's been a real asset to the festival. So if you don't want to be bothered by the smoke, you don't go. But if you want to be bothered by the smoke, you go.
Good morning. I'm Audrey from All Access TV St. Martin. Happy to be here for yet another music fest. My question is for Gramps Morgan. Can we get a taste of some of that Gramps Morgan experience that we're about to get tonight?
You mean right here at the press conference?
Yes, sir. Forgive me. Yes.
Come to the show, man. Come to the...
Give us a little taste.
You have a ticket? Yeah, if you never have a ticket, link me, man. But like I said, excited for tonight. During the course of my solo projects, people have always been like, what can we expect? And, Barry Hammond even came to my show recently in Jamaica and was just asking me why haven't I been singing more often, and I said, because my day job is Morgan Heritage, that's my day job. But now, as we go down this journey, you guys will get a chance to experience the Gramps Morgan experience, which was part of my father's dying wish to keep this project alive. May my father rest in peace, Mr. Denry Morgan. So I am bounded, and it's very important to me that the Morgan Heritage fans and the new fans of Morgan Heritage, me getting a chance to tour with so many different artists, from John Legend and Indy Ari from 2009, and Buju Banton, Taurus Riley, and now getting the opportunities to really show the brand of what I feel the Caribbean represents, and representing that, which is fun, a good time, family, our culture, our food, our athletes, our fashion. And I think it's very important. And then I live in Nashville, Tennessee, of all places in the world. I don't live in Miami or New York, because I think that we as ambassadors of the Caribbean have a duty to spread our culture in places that it is not packed up. You're gonna find thousands of Kittians in New York and Miami, and Jamaicans, they're there by the millions, I promise you. So I chose Nashville because that's a different place. It's in America, and I think we have a duty to spread it more, so the impact, so we can have more people, the tourism sector can benefit from this. So I'm able to perform alongside people like Kenny Chesney in the country music sector, Jimmy Buffett, Old Dominion. Some of these names probably you guys don't even know, but I think the opportunity has presented itself for me as an ambassador of the Caribbean, an ambassador of Jamaica and reggae music, how I was able to successfully blend country music and reggae music on the album Positive Vibration. And it made such an impact because we were in the pandemic and I was just having fun because we had nothing to do. I was trying to find toilet paper and eggs like everybody else, and in that pandemic, I wrote a song called People Like You that was so impactful because everybody was going through hard times. People was losing family and friends. So it just shows you that music has a purpose. And then we went on to do songs like Runaway Bay, A Woman Like You, and Rumnesia. And these songs really helped to impact people's lives. So that's where you're going to get the Gramps Morgan experience. And the album was even nominated for a Grammy. So it just shows you the power of music. So make sure you come tonight.
All right, thank you. Gramps, we're going to go to more questions from the media.
Good morning, Hashim Lewis from Digicel, British Virgin Islands. I have questions for everyone on the panel. So I'll start first with the organizers. What would you say have been the key elements to the longevity and success of St. Kitts Music Festival?
You can go ahead with the other. You can go ahead with the other questions.
And for Miss Erica, this being your first time performing at the St. Kitts Music Festival, what has that process been, building up to this? Because, as a Kittitian native, I know you want to make a good impression, especially on the international night with such renowned artists. And for Mr. Morgan, good afternoon, big fan. What first inspired you to start your Gramps Morgan experience, and what would you say is the difference between the Gramps experience and the Morgan Heritage experience?
Okay, so we're gonna go with Erica first.
Yes, so far the experience has been great. I enjoy the process of preparing for Music Fest. This is something that I always see myself doing. And know that I was given the opportunity, I won't take it lightly. I would put it all out there. I would be me. So make sure you come on out tonight. You don't want to miss it. You don't.
So I think the success of the festival is the fact that it's every genre of music is not pigeonholed into jazz or reggae, but we've got everything here. And over the years, they've not been shy in bringing the best talent globally to the festival. So you are attracted by the artists that are performing at the St. Kitts Music Festival. And the fact that it also gives the opportunity for local Kittitian musicians to perform. Last year, Byron was here at the press conference. He performed. This year, my boy is back as a superstar. So you got to say that this festival definitely is skyrocketing our local Kittitians on the world stage.
And the question for Gramps?
Yeah, well, the Gramps Morgan experience, he was asking what's the difference between a Morgan Heritage show and the Gramps Morgan experience. You're going to see tonight, but I'll explain to you. The Gramps Morgan experience is blending and selling the Caribbean culture, food, and music. When you listen to Gramps Morgan music, you hear a little bit of soca, you hear a little bit of mento, which is one of the oldest musics out of Jamaica before reggae music became very successful in Jamaica. And I'm really just excited for the opportunity for you guys to experience it, because the music has changed so much. And for me, dancehall music has really done so much for the young generation in bringing the awareness to Caribbean music. But the Gramps Morgan experience is going to take you back. You're going to feel like, oh my God. And for the young kids, they're going to feel something new. With Morgan Heritage, it's a very spiritual experience. You know, you'll hear Jah Rastafari, and you'll get that energy, and a lot of political commentary in our society on how things affect us. But the Gramps Morgan experience is very different. During the pandemic, like I said, I was able to value the power of songwriting. So me living in Nashville, Tennessee, I was able to be along some of the greatest songwriters in history. I mean, people like Diane Warren I'm working with now, and Desmond Childs, who wrote songs like "Shot to the Heart" and "You're to Blame, Baby," and so I'm able to bring that energy and the power of songwriting to the islands. And I think that's something that hasn't been done consistently enough. So during the pandemic, I've really understand the power of songwriting, and you can hear it in the album Positive Vibration that we took songwriting very serious. So that's one of the big differences.
Nice. I see Air Supply has just joined us on the panel. Good morning.
Before we get there, we'll let them introduce themselves to us. You can just tell us a little bit about the group.
I'm Graham Russell, and we're not brothers.
All right, so Air Supply, good morning. Welcome to St. Kitts.
Thank you.
You guys are well-established rock legends, music legends. My question for you guys is this your first time performing in a Caribbean country? And what is your experience like performing in parts of the world where rock and roll isn't necessarily a more popular genre?
We've been coming to the Caribbean since the early 80s, before a lot of you guys were born. So, we play all over the world all the time, and it doesn't matter if rock and roll isn't popular wherever we go, because we carve our own path. We always have, and we go there and we play. Simple.
Nice. Thank you.
I'd just like to add on to that, in defense of rock and roll, because I grew up on rock and roll. And Air Supply, welcome once again. I saw you guys in Jamaica at the Jazz and Blues Festival, and you rocked the house. And I just want you guys to know it kind of extends back to, I'm not making this about me or the Gramps Morgan experience, but it's about the Caribbean people. And like he said, they've been coming here to the Caribbean before some of us was born. And that is a fact. And I tell my people in Nashville that Caribbean people are connoisseurs of music, not just reggae, calypso, soca, dancehall, zouk, and all these different genres. But you listen to stations with my brother in St. Martin on Laser 101, you listen and they playing the songs that are playing in America. So, if you listen, I tell people on a Sunday in the Caribbean when we're making Sunday dinner and we're making rice and peas and jerk chicken and feeding the family, the soundtrack is country music. These are the facts. That's why I hear my grandmother was playing, "You got to know when to go. Pass me the coconut juice there," So the Caribbean has always been connoisseurs of music, and hence why Air Supply is going to rock the house tonight, and you guys are going to see, you know, big up to all my people that are over 35.
The 35.
Dion Batiste Clark, Loop News. I have two questions, one each for Erica and for Gramps. Erica, could you tell us a little bit about your musical influences? I know you said tonight we could expect R&B soul, so I'd like you to share some of musical influences. And for you, Mr. Morgan, what advice do you have for relative newcomers to the music industry who might be tempted to dilute their Caribbean flavor to increase their chances of making it mainstream?
Okay, well, growing up, I grew up in church, so at the time, I normally listened to Jennifer Hudson or Fantasia mostly, because something about the way she sings, I always gravitate to, you know, the powerhouse that comes from her, so I always tend to look up to that artist. As I get older, I started looking into more artists like Tiana Taylor, Jenny Aiko, and eventually I started, you know, going into listening to different sounds. So that's where I got there.
And for your question about, I call it genre bending. You know, what do I think about mixing the music? That was your question, right? Where's she gone? That was your question, right? Yeah. Well, in the body of a project, right? When you have a project and you're talking about doing 10 songs, I think it's very important, because an album, listening to an album with 10 songs on it, and every song sound the same, can become very boring. And that's me as a consumer of music, not just as an artist. So I believe that, you know, making your music relatable is very important. If we're talking about music business, or you're talking about music to please yourself, that's up to you. You have to know this business of music. And this has always been, you know, when you listen to Bob Marley Catch a Fire album, and then you listen to Could You Be Loved, it was almost like disco met reggae. And that was because he started to tour the world, his audience began to expand, and he started to blend different things. You listen to people like Jimmy Cliff, Peter Tosh, that toured with the Rolling Stones. So that has always been something that was there. Shaggy, Shorty, you're my angel, you're my darling. That's not a reggae song, right? But Shaggy is a reggae artist. When you listen to my song, Islander, it feels good to be an islander. That sounds like a country artist, right? But I'm still Jamaican. I'm still a Rasta man. So one of the things I see that in the Caribbean music, we like to blend different things with the genre. You look at Rihanna from Barbados. Rihanna's not a soca artist, but she knows her roots. She's a pop artist. So I think it's very important. You talk about songs like Eddie Grant, "We gonna rock down to Electric Avenue." That's not a soca song. So it's always been done. I actually think we need to do it more. And as the young lady says, as she's an R&B artist, I applaud her. I applaud her, because that's not an easy genre. You have to be able to do well and sing well. You know, my son Priel Morgan here, you know, when he told me he wants to do R&B as well, so I said, these guys can sing. So I applaud artists from the Caribbean that challenge different genres, and may they continue to do more and more.
Jason Davis from ZIZ Broadcasting once again. This question is for Air Supply. We were speaking about longevity not long ago, and you guys have been musical icons for about 40 years?
Almost 50, but who's counting?
So what's the secret? What's the secret to the timeless nature of your music?
The secret is there is no secret. We met in 1975, became instant friends, started working on Graham's material, And thank God in 1980 the world was exposed to our songs, and our fans all over the world have been touched by our music for 4 decades now, nearly 5. We don't think about secrets or formulas or anything else. We do what we do. We have had tremendous success because of it. We've had some valleys because of it, but we stick to our guns, and fortunately, you know, the fans, and it's all about the fans. It sounds cliched sometimes, but if obviously it wasn't for fans, we wouldn't be here. With the support of the fans, we've been able to maintain our career at a very high level, and the fact that we are here again in the Caribbean, we have tremendous support here. And as the gentleman said, it doesn't matter what kind of music it is. If it's good music, it will succeed. If you have quality songs and quality performers, quality voices, you can't fail. But there is no secret. I mean, if there was a secret, I would have bottled it and I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be somewhere in Monaco having a daiquiri.
Bravo.
All right, do we have any more questions?
Morning, Essential from Perspectives Media. My question is to Gramps Morgan. Yesterday, Governor declared the St. Kitts Nevis Music Festival as the premier festival of the Caribbean. Do you share those sentiments?
Well, I think you're just joining us, but I was talking about the history of this festival because I've played this festival several times, and I would agree with him that St. Kitts Music Festival has become one of the premier music festivals in the Caribbean. And I'll take it even further, one of the premier music festivals in the world, because they strive to bring great talent to this island. And they do it so well that you talk about even young artists that a lot of people don't know about, you know, like our governor that come to St. Kitts probably for the second or third or maybe first time, and is able to perform well, please the audience, and not disappoint. Because a lot of times St. Kitts Music Festival take risk. You guys do, you know, and I'm excited. For me to be here is a risk because a lot of you guys never seen me perform solo before, but you know me from performing with Morgan Heritage. So I applaud this festival because the mindset is very international, and in order to build the future of music, you have to take risk on young talent. You have to take risk on, you know, like an artist like I call Coco T. Coco T doesn't need a hit record for mash down a stage show. From here him come and say, I hear the words of the show done. An artist like Sizzla Kalonji, he doesn't need a current hit on the charts to come mash up a stage show. He don't. Buju Banton, they don't need, some of these artists don't. Air Supply, they're gonna rock the house tonight. And then you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna smile backstage. Because when you guys start hear some of these songs, you're gonna be like, oh, they sing that song? And that's the power of music, man. And yeah, it's gonna be a great show.
Well, you know, talking about risk, you say you live in Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, Kenny Rogers came and he was like, how does everybody in St. Kitts know every song that I sing? Because when I was buying Kenny Rogers albums, I wasn't buying country.
Right.
I was buying music.
That's correct. That's correct.
All right, next question. Any more?
Yeah, Jason Davis, ZIZ once again. This is for the Gramps Morgan or Air Supply, especially since you've been in the industry for so many years. How important is it for artists to take measures when it comes to copyright to protect their intellectual property from being misused?
It's very important, and you need to do that from the very beginning. Fortunately, in our career, we've had great people around us from the very beginning. In fact, our manager is standing there. He's been with us since the beginning of our career, and he's always, bravo, bravo. and he's always protected us from the very start. So it's very important, because there are so many people out there that will rip you off. I mean, people, what do they call it now? When they play a part of a song, they sample stuff, you know. It's just terrible. People do that because they can't write their own songs. It's a fact, it's true. But you got to protect yourself at all times, you know. Don't sell yourself short. That's all, folks.
And of course, there's been, you know, questions in different years about the St. Kitts Music Festival, but we are legally registered. The event, I should say, is legally registered with ECHO in St. Lucia, and of course they collect on behalf of all the other CMOs around the world. So if you're with BMI or ASCAP or whoever, you're going to get your money as a songwriter, artist.
That's impressive. I was just at BMI in Nashville, and we were having this discussion about artists collecting their royalties in the Caribbean. So thank you. That's very important. You guys don't know how powerful that is. I mean, especially for my kids. Thank you. Because a lot of places you go in the world and you perform, you don't get your royalties. And if anyone, I went a little bit too fast. When you perform live, you're supposed to fill out a paper, and then BMI or ASCAP, which are the societies that collect the artist royalties. So for St. Kitts and Nevis to be registered on a global scale, you guys are ahead of the game.
Any more questions? Hey, Bucky in his Saturday outfit, boy.
Hey, good morning. Tired.
You tired?
Yeah.
What time did you get home this
I just
morning?
wake up. Just to say that something was put in place in terms of the smoking zone, the age limit, and the last night I see lots of that was in place, you know, so I see where the music festival is heading. You know, I just want to commend the job on that. There's still some areas that need to be tightened up, of course. So at this time, I just want to appeal to the public that remember there's a 420 zone, you know, and there are children who is a bit underage and may not be able to withstand the smoking. So just go in the zone. The Ministry of Tourism have provided that area for you. The sound system was great last night. It was a good audience, you know, so continue moving forward with the St. Kitts Music Festival. Erica, congrats. You have made it to the big scene. You know, this is where you're going to shine, and I'm definitely looking forward to see you perform.
Thank you.
Hi, Hashim, Digicel, British Virgin Islands. So my question is mostly for Gramps and Air Supply, but Ms. Erica, please feel free to chime in. What would you say are both positive and negative impacts of accolades and awards and titles for musicians and artists? Because yes, there are Grammys, AMAs, video awards and all that, but aspiring musicians, especially in today's modern age, seem to only be in it for more of the fame and more of the clout, and I suppose award shows do contribute somewhat to that. But what would you say in your careers have been both positive and negative experiences with award shows and delegations of accolades?
Well, speaking for us, we didn't get into music for awards or prizes or being adored. That's not what it's about for us. And I'm probably speaking for everybody here. You get into music because at some point it touched you so deeply that you wanted to be a part of it. And certainly if you are successful enough to achieve certain things, you know, I mean, I was looking forward to our first million-selling record in the US. But once you have it, you put it on the wall and it's over. You have to keep going. You have to keep trying to get better. And if you are successful, if you have talent and the right people around you, as Graham said, and you have enough people in the world that love your music, that's what it's all about. It's not about prizes. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, I mean, in sport, it's all about the World Series or the heavyweight champion or whatever. There's a specific goal that sports people want to achieve. I don't think anybody in music that I know of said, the only thing I want is to win a Grammy. The only thing I want is to be hounded in the streets by fans. The only thing I want is a Rolex and a Rolls Royce. We didn't do it for that. And I think if anybody gets into music and that's they are their goals, then they're in the wrong business.
Definitely.
Erica, I know you. I'm going to go to Erica. You recently performed in the Caribbean Rhythm Showcase in Jamaica. You know, you can tell us a little bit about that in relation to the question that was asked from our friend from the BVI. Yes.
Okay. Well, the overall experience was great, and I want to say thanks to my manager, Sharon Production, right over there, because she signed me up, and I was given the opportunity to go to Jamaica and perform in front of different musical scouts, and that's what we all need. We need the exposure. We need to put ourselves out there. For me personally, I got into music for the love of it, for the passion. Since I was a child, I always knew that one day I would be a messenger. Everything that happened behind closed doors, I would be that person you could depend on, you know. I come with good, feel-good songs, relatable songs. Of course, love music. I love love. I love music. We need it. I mean, we need love.
So I expect some secrets tonight. She says what happens behind closed doors. Gramps.
Yeah, my sentiments are the same as Air Supply, you know. You don't get into this music industry just to, I mean, one of the biggest things you do have goals, and I think Air Supply would agree with me on this point. One of the biggest things for artists is hear their song on the radio for the first time. Right, Ramian? Yes. It's like when you say, my song's on the radio! It's the greatest feeling. I would say every artist can agree with that. But to say, oh, I want to, you know, get a Rolex, like you said, or I want to get this and have accolades, it's not for awards. Because there are artists out there, I mean, bands like Aerosmith, they don't have a bunch of Grammys, but they have hit records. So the music speaks for itself. There's a reason why Bob Marley's music is still selling today, because he did it for the people. If you look at his interviews, it wasn't how many Grammys he could win. I got 13 Grammy nominations, 3 Grammy wins. Snoop Dogg has 17, has never won one. Does that mean Snoop Dogg is not successful? So to your question, awards, they don't mean nothing. It's good to be recognized, but it doesn't depict the success and the quality of an artist. It doesn't.
All right, well, we had Romain joined us at the head table. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So just talk.
You know, I never hear the question. Good morning, everybody.
There's no question.
No question.
For you right now.
Well,
just talk.
Well, just
because
talk.
You're catching up, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a joy, it's an honor to be here this month. I can't believe I'm ready before everybody, and I am the last one to get here. But it's a blessing, it's an honor to be here for the very first time on this big music festival. I see it as one of the biggest festivals in the Caribbean and in the world. You know, seeing the lineup of artists on this show and to be sharing stage tonight with, you know, some of my favorite artists from the day I was growing up. You know, Air Supply, I just want you guys to know that I'm a big fan of your music from I was a baby growing up, you know. I won a competition in Jamaica that's called Rising Stars, and I did one of you guys' songs. I was a winner that year, so thank you for creating beautiful music for the world, so that, you know, that inspires so many of us. You know, your kind of music is such a big influence, has such a big impact on Caribbean people. and I'm sure you will see that tonight. Also my brother here, Gramps Morgan, way before Rising Stars, I used to be in a competition called All Together Sing, so we used to sing their songs as well. So it's just a blessing to be here on this big festival among some of the the biggest names in the business, and I'm just grateful and happy to be here. Yeah.
All right, so we're running up to that hour. We're going to take a few more questions and see how it goes.
All right, my question is for Ramin. Ramin, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Yeah, so I remember when you first performed for Culturama in Nevis a couple of years back.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember me. I had a ras then. But you tore down the place, man, and you are definitely known for the Lovers Rock, and your reggae covers are truly phenomenal. Who are your biggest, apart from Air Supply, of course, who would you say your greatest musical influences when it comes, and what inspires you to remake certain classics into that reggae style of Lovers Rock?
Let me answer the last part first. I feel like that has been a part of our culture from like day one, to hear a big song and just feel like, once you put reggae to anything, it becomes, in my view, even greater. And we've been doing that over the years. I've watched some of my favorite artists, do some beautiful covers. And not only did these artists get bigger, but our music, our genre of music just spread even wider. So that is coming from there. And as I mentioned earlier on, I came up through competitions, and in competitions we don't have original music. We've been singing cover songs, so that's where it's kind of coming from. So for a few of the songs that I cover, that's basically where it's coming from. What you said, who's my biggest? It's hard to choose, to be honest with you, but there's one name that I always, and all of us as singers in Jamaica look up to him, and that because of his writing and just how powerful he is as a singer and as a performer, and that's Beres Hammond. He's somebody that we can all look up to and say, hey, he is great. He's and not just when you think about music like reggae music, but out there in the world, when you go out there and see his performance, it can match up to the level of any other genre around the world, and that's the reason why I love him so much. We love him so much as singers, especially in Jamaica, and we're just grateful. Yeah, man.
All right, thank you. Romain, any other questions? Good.
Yeah, this question is for Erica. Erica, one of the songs that touched me is one you did on Mother's Day. And it's personal to me. I loved it. Could you give a little synopsis of your preparation into this music festival? And how did it feel? The struggles, if there was any,
To be honest, the experience so far, like preparing for Music Fest, has been great. I've been a lot anxious, but still excited at the same time. And I would definitely not take this opportunity for granted. Like, I'm gonna put it all out there. I'm gonna be me on the stage.
All right, and don't forget, guys, if you want to see Erica on stage tonight, you got to get your tickets, because there's going to be long lines getting into the venue. So the venue opens at 6 p.m. There's parking at the Bastia High School. There's parking all around Bastia. So just ensure that you pick up your tickets if you don't have them. Value Mart is open now. The Cable? No, I don't think that they're open. But Ministry of Tourism? No, you can also do that online at the St. Kitts Music Festival portal. So Marriott lobby as well. There's nothing in St. Kitts that's too far. So if you're if you're in St. Paul's, it's what, a 30-minute drive? Yes. All right. Any other questions? Questions? Yes.
A question for you directly. we see on social media there is some little screenshots circulating with basically some uncertainty as to if Burna Boy will be actually performing here, because I think some dates clashing along with tonight's date. So will Burna Boy actually be here tonight?
Which dates are clashing?
Well, they were saying tonight.
What day?
Today.
Oh, okay. The acts for tonight, we're gonna have Walshy Fire. He's gonna do the toast to the 25th anniversary of the St. Kitts Music Festival, just like he did last night. Romain Virgo, Erica Edwards, Valiant, Air Supply, Burna Boy, TJ, and Mr. Gramps Morgan. That's the lineup for tonight, guys. I know, and we worked away the hurricane, and we'll work away all the other stuff. Any further questions? Huh? All right. So what we're gonna do then, we're gonna wrap it up, and I can go home and get some sleep, because I did yesterday. I did get some sleep yesterday, but I want to see the entire show tonight. So yes, we're gonna start. Hold on one second. All right, thank you. Thank you. Yes, okay, good. So we're gonna do just a wrap. You guys can invite people out to the music festival. Then, if you feel like humming, singing, rapping, that's fine as well too. Romain, we're gonna start. Oh, well, Gramps, go ahead.
Well, I just want to make a statement that tonight I'm very excited. Some of my favorite artists, Romain Virgo, you know what you mean to me, and the importance of the future in this music. And if you haven't seen Romain Virgo before, you're in for a treat. And there's a lot of artists that sing, and there's only a few that sing from their soul. And Romain Virgo is one of that. And I grew up in a time when music was very important, and music changed people's lives. And I never forget when we had a show at Barry Salmon in Atlanta, and I grabbed you and I said, listen, man, you got the anointing. And that was what, maybe how many years ago? 5 years ago? Yeah. We were talking about it last night. So for me tonight, I'm gonna be a fan. And Air Supply, I grew up on a lot of you guys' songs, because some of the greatest songs that have been written in the history of music, these guys have it in their catalog. And for this festival to have them here, you guys are blessed and fortunate. Burna Boy, exciting time. So for me tonight, I'm gonna be a fan, and I'm gonna try to focus on my set as much as possible. But this lineup tonight is incredible.
Oh, Romain?
Yeah, yeah, you're right, Uncle Gramps. I don't know if I'm more excited to like be a fan or to perform tonight, because the lineup is so beautiful, and it's just a blessing to be a part of something so great. I want to be there from the start. I want to watch everybody perform. I want to see Erica perform. I want to see everybody perform today, and I'm just looking forward, really and truly looking forward. I'm excited. It's my very first time on this music festival, and I want to give it my all, but I also want to enjoy everybody that's performing. So I just say, get your tickets and come on out, and let's enjoy this beautiful festival.
Right. Thank you, Romain. We're gonna go with Erica. Your rap.
I just want to send some words of encouragement to all the listeners, to everyone that's here. Just remember to keep it going. Anything that you want to do, anything that you're into, keep it going, don't give up. You gotta keep going, you gotta keep going. And no matter how long it will take you.
And a rap from Air Supply.
Show up, have fun, have a cocktail, enjoy the show. It's going to be fantastic. And thanks for the invitation once again.
All right. And Tommy, we're going to end with you.
Just come out tonight and we're going to be entertained. I mean, the talent that's here is going to be one great night. So come out, enjoy yourselves, and remember the St. Kitts Music Festival is the premier music festival of the Caribbean and also globally. St. Kitts rocks.
Wow. I thought you were going to sing, Tommy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and to our viewing and listening audience as well, we want to say thank you very much for joining us on the final press conference for the St. Kitts Music Festival 2023. It's a 25th edition. Thank you very much. We'll see you tonight at the show. Remember, gates open at 6 o'clock. Pick up your tickets and be there.